This is an overview of the website Quizizz, which can be used to create different types of quizzes for your classes that they can take online or they can take at home as homework. I've already signed in here. It is a free account that you can create. And so once you get in, this is your main page, and you can see that they've got some featured tests that you can highlight over and see how many questions as well as what the questions consist of on that test. Or you can come up and do a search for test and tell it the grade level that you're looking for. So if you wanted high school algebra, you would just type that in, and then here is a list of the ones that are the most relevant to that search. And once again, you can highlight over that and see some examples over here of what those questions consist of on the quiz. You also have the ability to create your own quiz. And so you just click on create. You can enter an image for the quiz. You can go ahead and type in the title of your test. Tell it what language you would like for it to be in, whether you want it to be public or private. And then you click done and you're ready to start entering the questions that you have. So you just go ahead and start typing. What is the capital of Georgia? And then you're ready to list your answer options. And so once again, you just type that in down here. And you have to do at least 2 answer choices, but you can do additional ones. That's up to you how you want to design your test. And so once you have your options, you need to tell it which one is correct. So you just click on that button and it changes it to correct. And then you're finished with that question. When you're ready to add a new question, you just click this button over here and you go through the same process. And you can change the format and how it looks up here if you want it to be in a different type of font or color. And you can also put the limit of how long you want them to have to answer that question. You can change that up there as well. Once you're finished with that, it shows you over here what your question will look like to the student. And if you're satisfied with that, then you just hit finish. You will then be given the opportunity to select the grade range. So I've just selected 2nd through 5th grade, and the subject area I chose geography, and then it asks for additional topics, so I just put other. You also have the ability to enter in tags if you choose, and then you just tell it to finish and create the quiz. And so now you have your test. It's ready to go. You can either select to play it live, or you can click that you want this to be assigned as homework, and you can even tell it when you want this test to be completed by, so that the students have a firm deadline of when they have access to this test and can complete this test. So you can change all of that information, and then once you hit proceed, it's going to say that your assignment is now live. The students would need this game code in order to access the test, and they would access it by clicking on this link, join.quizizz.com, and then it will ask them for this specific game code. So now let's take a look under My Quizizz. These are the different quizzes that I have already created, and we're going to look at what it would look like if your students did this live in the classroom. So we're going to do the Media Center quiz. So we'll pull that up, and once again you see that you have the option to play it live, or you can assign it for homework. Well, we're going to look at play live. So once I click on that, you have a couple of different options here. You can customize it so that the questions are jumbled up for the students so they're not all seeing the same question at the same time. You can have them jumble up the answers as well so that they're not all getting the same A, B, C, or D answer choice. You can say you want them to show the answers after the questions and for them to be able to see all of the questions and the review of that after the quiz is over. So you can just turn those on and off as you choose. You also have the ability to set different game settings. So you can show the leaderboard on the student screen if you want them to see who is in the lead or who is answering the most questions. It has a question timer, so students get more points the faster that they answer the question. They have a meme feature on here, and you can see up at the top you can also add your memes to that. They'll show them funny pictures after each question, whether they got them correct or incorrect. And you have the ability to turn that off or add your own memes to that. You also have the ability to play music on the student devices. So those are all automatically set to be on as a default, but you can change those as you need to. So once you're ready to start the live quiz, you would just then hit proceed. Once again, you're given the information that the students would need to join this quiz. So they're going to have to go to this website on their device and then enter in this code. Students will see this screen where they then type in their 6-digit code. So they go ahead and type that in and hit proceed. It will ask them to enter their name, and then it will tell them to join the game. It automatically randomly just gives them an avatar, and you can see that we already have another student who has logged into the game and is waiting for that game to start. So that's what the student sees. When you come back over to your dashboard, you can now see that both of these students have logged in and you're ready to start the game. So once you click Start Game, this is what the teacher view would be. And so you can track their progress as they take the game. So you can see that Jenny is progressing here. This is what John Smith is seeing. So you can see the time is ticking at the top, and he just selects the answer, and you can see he gets the funny meme that pops up, but it also is going to tell them their current rank. So I'm going to purposefully select the wrong answer here, and you can see it does tell them that they did get it wrong. So you just proceed throughout the quiz, and it continues to tell them how many points they've earned and what rank they're in. And you can see as you answer faster, you do get more points. And then this is the last question. Okay, so you can see we ended up with the same score. And it tells us we're done, and now they can exit and go to the next game. But on my dashboard, it's going to tell me exactly how many questions were wrong, and it will give you question by question information as to which ones were incorrectly answered, so that you can see exactly how the students are doing and which questions gave them the most difficulty. So you can see that you also have the opportunity to export these results so that you can save them and potentially put that grade in the grade book later on. You can review the questions again to see what each student did or did not answer based on what the results you saw right here were. If you wanted to go back and review, well, what was question number 3, you can do that by clicking Review Questions. You may have noticed that it did switch the questions around from the order that I initially put them in. So that is a good way if you are doing this kind of quiz in a computer lab where the students are sitting next to each other. You do have the ability to switch them up so they're not all seeing the exact same questions at the exact same time. But like I said, you can also do this at home, and you just give them the code and then they do it on their own from their home computer, and it will give you the same results. You can go back in later after that test time has closed, and you can see how they did in the homework phase of that test. So that's just a real quick overview of Quizizz. It's a fun way to just create some quick quizzes to check your students' learning and to be able to see where they may be struggling and where you can move on because they've mastered that. So I would encourage you to play around with it and give it a try with one of your classes.